Welcome back to the Daily Dope, and this is your friendly commentator, Brand Strong. Yeah, so the other day I was looking around and the internet, and I kept seeing this craziness, like, oh no, this guy had 54 times the legal limit for marijuana. The first thing I thought of was alcohol. And I was thinking, okay, a legal limit is a toxic limit. Like you can put so much alcohol in your body before you just simply die. And the reason that there's a legal limit is because on your way to dying, there's different phases of the buzz that you get from alcohol. One of them is that you can no longer perform things that require motor skills, like walking or driving a fucking car. With cannabis, you simply don't have that. You can smoke as much weed as you fucking want, and you can just get right up off the couch and walk right to the refrigerator, grab yourself a coffee out of the coffee pot, whatever you got to do. Hop in your car and drive to the store if you need to get some more snacks. I'm not trying to make weed jokes, but I'm just trying to be real here. Like, there is no fucking marijuana toxicology because it's not toxic. You don't get intoxicated. Halfway to being so stoned that you can't get off the couch, you get to the point where you're like, I'm not going to smoke anymore, or I might fall asleep. And if you do happen to take that super big rip off that bong, okay, let me explain it. You get a little bit of a head rush. That goes away like instantly. And then you feel like your heartbeat might accelerate and you're really high for like the first 10 minutes. That's gone. And then what? Well, then you can drive, man. Even in that 10 minutes when you're really fucking high, nobody in their right mind is going to be like, I need to get on the goddamn road. Give me my keys. Where's my keys at? Oh, I'm so high I can't remember where I put my keys. Good thing, because by the time I find them, I won't be fucking that high and I can drive. So this is just some bullshit. Like, if you had 54 times the legal limit of fucking alcohol in your system, you couldn't do it because before you get there, you'd be way dead. You'd be dead before you even got 5 times more. What's 5 times the legal limit? In most states, the legal limit's 1. 0.1. If you have 0.1 in your system, you can't drive or you get a ticket. I would argue that a lot of people would already be driving a little bit sloppy with that. But if you go a little bit above that, like 0.15 or 0.18, you're drunk, dude. And 0.2 and above, you're dangerously drunk. That's not how it works with marijuana. Look at this shit here. Let's look at what they're talking about over fucking here. So if you do some quick math, you'll find out that 54 times 5 is 270. Oh yeah, here it is. The legal limit is 5 nanograms. 5 nanograms. Do you know that 1 nanogram isn't even, what is it? It's not even a million. It's not even nothing, man. And if you're talking about between 1 and 270 nanograms in the blood, because that's where they tested this guy, you're talking about pretty much the same amount of shit. Actually, not really. Like, let's start at 50. Which is like 10 times their supposed legal limit. Come on, guys. Fucking be real, all right? Right after you put the joint down, you might have 50 nanograms in you. I doubt it. But yeah, this is absurd. Let's go ahead and read this shit. Anyway, look. This thing was in every weird publication. It didn't go out to the big boys. I didn't see this at like CNN. I'm sure they covered it eventually. Oh, you know them fake fucks. But, oops. Yeah, this is some right-wingy shit here. These guys make fun of it like, Yeah, he said the same thing. Nobody caught this story. How in the world was this guy able to stand up and control his body functions? Because being that high on cannabis doesn't fucking matter. Yeah, so the guy ate some edibles, and probably, I'm guessing, and he was probably pretty fucking high off them. But let me just say that based on what they say in this article, let's read it. A Linwood man arrested for driving under the influence was 55 times the legal limit of THC in his blood, results from his blood test revealed. Now, by the time it gets to your bloodstream, is it still active? I don't know. It's active ingredient in the controversial recreational drug marijuana. Boy, just saying it like that makes you sound so stupid. Dr. Brianna Peterson, toxicology lab manager with the Washington State Patrol, said the test results were accurate, adding to the method is totally validated, just as it is for alcohol. No, it ain't. There's no fucking valid method for checking somebody to be impaired for driving on THC. There isn't. There's nothing like that. So you are full of shit. Speaking on the topic, Peterson said, yeah, the method is fully validated, just as we do for alcohol. Wait a minute, we just read that. Oh, yeah. No, now they got her quoted? Come on, why would you write that twice? Okay, so it often occurs up to 2 hours after the initial incident, meaning the THC concentrated has significantly decreased. So you're saying that he had more than that. It had significantly decreased. He should be dead. Come on, man. Why aren't you saying he should be dead? Why don't you just say it? Because you don't want to look that stupid? And that's the thing, is you know that you can't say that, because that's just a little over the fucking top. But since the population is so dumb, you can say all this other shit, and they'll basically let it go or believe it. In a 2016 study by the AAA Foundation had concluded that unlike alcohol, there was no science proving that drivers could become impaired at a certain level of marijuana in the blood. So why do you have this 5% fucking limit exactly? According to the Washington Traffic Safety Commission's records, marijuana-positive drivers were involved in at least 91 of the total 499 fatal crashes in 2015 alone. This data set has been definitely criticized by many. What they consider marijuana-positive drivers in collisions didn't have anything to do with whether they were the driver at fault. In some cases, it wasn't even the driver, because if all 3 people in the car tested positive for marijuana, all of a sudden that number went to 3 drivers? How do you have 3 drivers in one car? None of these were cannabis only. None of them. Just marijuana positive drivers. And none of these marijuana positives have been revealed. Like, how positive were they? So this is total garbage. And we've already heard this from countless sources. Every time someone brings this fucking stupid data set up, it's like, give me a break. So this thing got out pretty far. This was ran by the Washington State Patrol. Like, what is it? Some kind of, like, immediate joke release? It's just to let people know that, you know, you can do this, police officers. You can write this guy a ticket. Witnesses called the police to report a hit and run. Troopers arrested the man and obtained a warrant to conduct a blood test. Well, the test came back. It showed the All right, and I've read one article, and it doesn't seem like I have it pulled up here anywhere, but this one article said that he was basically slurring his speech and walking kind of sluggishly or staggering a little. That's not cannabis, dude. Cannabis does not make you slur your speech. It don't make you walk funny. So, come on, man. What else was in his blood? What are you not testing for? Xanax? Morphine? Heroin? Like, clearly this guy was... obviously, it's like the usual suspect theory. Like, oh, we got the guy. We don't need to look at anything else. Oh, we got the substance. He smells like weed. He's got a bong in his hand, a empty medible wrapper in his car. It's got to be the weed. Don't bother testing anything else. We can't afford to test for, like, benzos or anything. Just fucking test them for weed and see what the fuck's up. So take your fucking nanograms and fuck off with them, because that's not a real test, man. Nanograms of THC, huh? Problem with America's DUI laws. Everyone agrees that driving while stoned is dangerous. Give me a break. Again. So basically, article after article talking about there's no science behind this shit. And even though AAA is out there spewing some of the most rancid propaganda against marijuana that we've heard in recent memory, talking about, since marijuana's been legalized, well, yeah, we're going to have more babies being born high. Well, isn't that too fucking bad? It's better than every 17 minutes there's a newborn addicted to opioids, thanks to Insys Therapeutics and Purdue Pharma, Lilly Corporation. Every fucking big pharma company has some kind of opioids in your pill cabinet. And they're allowed to just willy-nilly manufacture as many tons of that shit as they want without any problem. Manufacturing is not a problem. So they know a lot of it's going to hit the black market. Because they manufacture, like in some cases, 10,000 times more pills than are going to be prescribed. So that's fine that there's going to be more babies born high. Are you kidding? How many times are we going to... Every time we run into a new milestone with this opioid epidemic, they're going to point their finger at marijuana and be like, oh, look, more kids are getting born high because of that breast milk. Man, you guys got to be the most annoying people on the planet, the prohibitionists of marijuana. It's obvious what you're doing. So, all right, that's all I got on this one. Like I said, I'm back. I'm trying to do this shit, keep my mind off of the bullshit. And I'm going to continue making videos. And I'm going to continue to inform people about what's going on out there. Just keep in mind, another aspect of this drug driving bullshit is when they fucking do decide to give you that ticket, you're treated no differently than a drunk driver. So we need to change this shit. Now we need to get out ahead of it, because that's what they're doing. They're getting out ahead of us with this narrative that there's a such thing as getting too stoned to drive, and telling people that people are actually dying because of this, which couldn't be fucking farther from the truth. So once again, we're on the defensive of the reefer madness, but this time, I mean, it's serious shit, dude. Like, this could really be hard to change if they implement some kind of thing and come up with some kind of test that they think is scientific. And they already got one in the works. And by the way, the government's developing a fucking app. They're paying people, having a contest, and giving like $1.5 million contract to the highest, or to the person that makes the best product, telling people to develop app for the phone that can determine how stoned somebody is and if they're too impaired on marijuana to fucking drive. So there you have it. They want to tell you that some guy was 55 times the legal limit for cannabis, but somehow he was still conscious. So that tells you a lot about their stupid toxicology bullshit. Hey guys, you can't call it toxicology if it's fucking non-toxic.